Welcome back, folks. The 0 to 100 podcast. A little bit of a different scenery today. We go every jersey number, 0 to 100, episode 13 today. I got all my friends and family here with me today. Gats, the producer, The Rock. Everyone say hello.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Gang.
All right.
We changed scenery today because we did want to have the TV on as we view the Giants versus Steelers first Monday Night Football game of the year. Happy that football's back. Yesterday was very satisfying, I would say, having football back. But before we talk sports, let's go through some ad reads real quick. So, folks, if you haven't subscribed to us on the platform where you listen to podcasts, please do so. Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. Also on morningread.com. Check it out. And this episode, like all other episodes now, is brought to you by the U.S. Open. Looking to get closer to the action at the U.S. Open? Become part of the Victory Club, the official home of the U.S. Open fans. You'll receive access to exclusive content, merchandise, offers, and more. Join today for free at usopen.com/victoryclub. Victory Club members will receive a special discount on USO merchandise during week of the championship. That's this week, folks. During this year's U.S. Open, Victory Club members can enter for a chance to participate in virtual fan experiences, including a video Q&A with players after their practice round or cheering for players on the first tee. Victory Club members will receive exclusive content from the Victory Club e-newsletter leading up to and during the championship. And lastly, Victory Club is free to join, so it doesn't cost you a penny to join the Victory Club. Folks, let's get to episode 13. We got some players to talk about today. Some good ones, some okay ones, but they're all good. I don't even know if that makes sense. We're back on the pod. Who should we talk about first?
Good question, Nate.
Matt, you decide.
I think we should talk about.
Matt, you decide. You're the most decisive person in the house.
I think we should talk about whoever Carl has to talk about.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna start with A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez.
All right, Alex Rodriguez. Can you hear me on this?
Yeah, you can bring it up a little closer to you.
All right, so Alex Rodriguez. Not that happy I was assigned to talk about him, considering he's one of my least favorite baseball players of all time. But
A-Rod,
nonetheless,
if you're listening,
he is fantastic in his own right. So I'm just going to kind of talk about when he was actually wearing number 13, considering this is episode 13. And obviously that all came with the Yankees.
Talk to him.
So if we do a little prime A-Rod here from 2004 to 2010, so 7 full years, his average season, he hit 296, 38 dingers, 120 RBIs, and 18 steals. So that's kind of under the radar.
Good.
Didn't realize he ran that much.
Yeah.
In that span, he won 2 MVPs and made the All-Star game in all 7 years. So just a force to be reckoned with. And he won a World Series in 2009, I believe, with the Yankees during that span.
That's right.
Overall, for A-Rod, he's got 3 MVPs total under his belt, 2 Gold Gloves, 14 total All-Stars, 10 Silver Slugger Awards, and he's 4th on the all-time home run list with 696 career home runs, so almost made it 700. I actually heard him on Sunday Night Baseball. He was talking about how he was really pissed at himself that he didn't stay an extra couple of years to get to 700. So, I mean, that's on him. You know?
Sorry, A-Rod.
But yeah, I mean, I think even just looking at his time wearing number 13, the guy's amazing.
Is he a better broadcaster than baseball player? People really like him as a broadcaster.
I do like him, but he was really good at baseball.
I like him more. I mean, I didn't really like him as a player. I just thought he was kind of an asshole. But I think he's gained a lot more fans since he started doing Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
Obviously, his whole relationship with J-Lo has helped him a bunch. Is he owning the Mets? I know he was in the running for it.
He was in the bid for it. I don't think they got it.
Someone just bought it. I didn't. but then I forgot who it was. But
I don't think it was A. I think A-Rod fell through on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, he missed out.
Missed out on a great franchise there in the Queens.
But anyways, I think A-Rod's a good 13 to start this off and should be in contention.
Yeah, I think so. I think that he's definitely like top 3, knowing the names. But
He's definitely in there, but I don't think he's gonna.
Well, we'll pass it over to you, and we'll let you run through.
Yeah, A-Rod was really good, but yeah, like I said, I don't think he's gonna win. So we're gonna bounce right over to the NBA, onto one of the best NBA players of all time, Wilt Chamberlain. Was his name. If you don't know him, then you should know him because he was quite the freak. So let me just start with some of his, accolades here. Obviously he's a Hall of Famer. Well, first of all, if you don't know Wilt Chamberlain, he was 7'1", 275 pounds.
Big guy.
He was enormous, and I honestly that's probably why he was so dominant in the era that he played in. Because he's easily, in my opinion, the most dominant basketball player of all time, and probably maybe the most dominant athlete of all time. So he's a Hall of Famer, 13-time All-Star, 7-time scoring champ, 11-time total rebound champ, 4-time MVP, and yeah, he essentially just filled up the stat sheet every night. These guys are laughing over here, throwing me off.
Content for later.
We got good feedback.
Yeah. If you get a chance, just go look at his year by year statistics. Basically, starting his career, he averaged 37 points a game, then 38, and then in the 1961-62 season, he averaged 50 points per game and 25.7 rebounds per game.
Wow.
That's just I don't know. That's just insane for anybody to do. And actually, in that season too, he scored 100. He had a 100-point game, and he's the only NBA player to ever do that.
Casual.
Very casual.
No one really stopped him. He was just too big. He's bigger than everybody. Like there was no one really 7 feet at that time, was there?
Not a lot of people. Pretty much the only guy that, I mean, he didn't really even give him like that much trouble. But Bill Russell, if there's one dude that was gonna try to guard Wilt Chamberlain, is Bill Russell, and they throughout their whole careers they just both had a, they were just each other's like nemesis almost. They just had that rivalry on the court.
And then towards the end of when he went to the Lakers, though, I think like there started to be more.
There was a lot more.
Figure out who he was.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so he's getting older, and then there was more big men. He played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the beginning of Kareem's career.
Yep.
So who obviously was dominant force in his own right. Let's just move forward here. Honestly, outside of basketball, other than that, he was just an absolute freak athlete. Growing up, he was a track and field star, he was actually rumored to have beaten Jim Brown in a race. They were at a party and they decided just to race.
Think about those long legs.
Yeah, and they were just like, and apparently Wilt Chamberlain won. He won at 7'1", like 275 pounds. So
Did you just race at a party?
Yeah, I mean they're probably a little drunk.
Go out onto the street. I'm gonna challenge.
Yeah,
someone
maybe. Yeah.
To a
never
race.
done that?
Yeah. It's on next time.
No, yeah, he ended up, allegedly he won that. Oh no.
Oh, beautiful, Daniel
wow.
Jones. We did
What was
skip
it?
over him for number because he's the GOAT.
Yeah, some other things too. He was said to have unbelievable physical strength, according to Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, who actually lifted with Wilt Chamberlain. He said that Chamberlain could routinely hit a max of 500 pounds on the bench press, which is pretty incredible.
There's no way because that his fucking the arm isn't it the longer your arms are, the more difficult it is to do bench press. I mean,
yeah, it is. No, that's why. That's why it's pretty crazy. But there's other proof of his strength. Well, former Bulls coach Johnny Kerr was quoted saying, "People talk about the strength of Shaq. I think that Wilt could have picked up Shaq and thrown him through the hoop. That's no disrespect to Shaq, but Wilt was the strongest guy I ever played against." Bob Lanier, a dude who played against Wilt Chamberlain, said that the defining moment of his career, out of all the moments of his whole entire career, he said that Wilt Chamberlain picked him up and just moved him like he was a coffee cup, just so Wilt Chamberlain could get position. And that was like what he remembered from playing in the NBA was that. Yeah, and this another kind of random thing. I kind of talked about the rivalry with Bill Russell, but the Celtics pretty much always had Wilt Chamberlain's number. He did not play well against the Celtics at all. Multiple playoff series just lost to the Celtics, and yeah, he had a really rough time beating them. But in their own right, the Celtics had an excellent team, and Wilt was kind of carrying his. And then another random thing was he once killed a mountain lion with his bare hands.
Wow.
Oh, and the last thing to talk about, I guess, with Wilt was that he was a lifelong bachelor. And I guess this is probably what you guys are laughing about, if I had to guess.
Yep.
That he used to brag, say that he slept with over 20,000 women in his lifetime.
20,000
And they did.
women.
Actually, the site did a breakdown on it. It was approximately 10 women a week, if they did it.
Yeah, 1.4 a day.
Yeah.
But this is according to close friends. Wilt loved threesomes. So that's from an official Atlantic article. So
yeah, and that's it for Wilt. Arguably the greatest player of all time. But
A-Rod or Wilt Chamberlain, folks. We got a tight one at the top right now. I'll take it over to the gridiron though. Dan Marino. Dan Marino did not sleep with 20,000 women. But
I'm not voting for him.
He was a Hall of Famer. Well, he is a Hall of Famer. 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 1-time MVP, 1984 AP Offensive Player of the Year, the Burt Bell Award winner in 1984, Walter Payton Award winner in 1998, and the that's the Writers Association Comeback Player of the Year in 1994. His intangible 6'4", 224-pound quarterback. If you guys don't know who he is, from Pittsburgh, went to Pittsburgh U, or University of Pittsburgh for that matter. Played in 242 games in his career. 61,361 yards. A completion percentage of 59.4. 420 TDs. 252 interceptions thrown. Played his entire career with Miami. And he never won a Super Bowl, and he kind of went down as one of those really great quarterbacks that wasn't able to get a Super Bowl win. I think he's one of the main reasons why the Miami Dolphins fan base is still like it's as big as it is today, because back then when he was playing, people that weren't even from Miami became Miami Dolphins fans because he was just a cool guy to follow, cool guy to be a fan of. And they were the team. They were good. They were consistently making it far in the playoffs. Like we mentioned, they didn't make it to the they didn't win a Super Bowl, but they were just consistently one of the better teams in the league. Let's see if I have any other facts here. He became the first quarterback to top 5,000 yards in a season in 1984. While also throwing then-record 48 touchdown passes, breaking the previous record by 12 TDs.
Jeez.
So, yeah. He had 6 children with his wife, Claire, whom he married in January of 1985. And he had a 7th child with Donna Sevatier in 2005. A fact was they kept it secret until 2013.
Why do you keep it?
So only 7 years ago, this daughter's secret came out. We're breaking news here on the 0 to 100 podcast.
Tell you what, first
They
three
just
people are.
They hid the child?
They just didn't tell anybody. Yeah.
How do you, what?
His single-season touchdown pass record surpassed Peyton Manning 2 decades later. Former Miami Dolphins quarterback who set 20 all-time passing records in the NFL. He was named NFL MVP in '84. We talked about. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything, folks. He Definitely one of the better QBs to play the game. Real slinger. He was also in Ace Ventura, if you guys remember. Which one was that? He was in it though.
There's something about a Super Bowl ring because he didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's all I got though.
That's pretty much all I got on Dan Marino. I don't think that he really stacks up to Wilt Chamberlain and Alex Rodriguez, but he's one of the better 13s out there. There's a couple other, before we move on to football, there are a couple other good football players that have worn 13. Odell wears it right now.
Yeah.
Who else we got on here? There's
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner we talked about. Yep. Keenan Allen wears 13.
He didn't give me enough fantasy.
T.Y. Hilton wears 13. Mike Evans wears 13. Michael Thomas, one of the best receivers in the game. Can't guard Mike. Go Bucks. Great football players that wear number 13. But let's move on to hockey before I pass it on to Max here. Mats Sundin.
Legend. From
Sweden. Drafted by Quebec in the first round, first overall pick in 1989 draft.
I remember that one.
564 goals total, 785 assists, 1,300 around 1,300 points scored.
Wow.
So he played with Quebec, he played with Toronto, and then he played with Vancouver. Majority of his career was with Toronto, it looks like. But capped it off in 2009. Hall of Famer, two-time All-Star, and was the Messier winner. We talked about Messier in the 07-08 season. Always wore 13, never wore another number. So we had to talk about him. Wow. Yeah, we love the commitment to the jersey numbers on the 0 to 100 pod. We don't like people who switch around, and it makes our life difficult when it comes to your respective numbers. So keep those numbers the same, folks, if you're listening out there. Matt Sundin, though, 6'5", 231.
Yeah, he was huge.
A beast just roaming the ice. Matt Sundin.
He's got to be like 6'8" on skates.
Yeah, maybe. So let's wrap up the players that wear number 13 for our weekly vote with Max's Steve Nash.
Stevie.
Take it away, Max.
Got it. Sorry, I just watched Daniel Jones throw it to the defense just for humor, apparently. So,
that was a great play by TJ.
Anyway, Steve Nash, great player to wear 13 for his career. Averaged 14, 3, and 8.5 assists, which is a lot of assists.
A lot of assists. Playmaker.
Yeah. And he's actually one of a few players in NBA history to win 2 MVP awards.
Yep.
He won back-to-back MVP awards in 2004, 2005, and then the 05-06 season, becoming the first Canadian to win an MVP as well. So there was, doing some research on him, some controversy around his back-to-back MVPs. They had switched up the voting the year to year, but the first year he just edged out Shaq. Nash got 1,066 points, Shaq 1,032. So it was a tight race there. And then the following year, they switched up some voting. Steve Nash won the award with 57 first-place votes and 924 points. And following in Nash was LeBron, Dirk, Kobe, and Chauncey Billups, who's just a fun one to have on that list. Yeah. But a phenomenal player, actually, much like Dan Marino, never won a ring.
Yeah, no.
Did not win a championship, unfortunately. So
one thing with Steve Nash, I think he's really played a big role in where the NBA is today and just how the game's played. When those Suns teams were as good as they were, he was pushing the ball fast, trying to get the shot up as quick as possible, and that's what you see today in the league. So, and not many teams were doing that when he was doing that. So I think that he plays a big role, and that kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit. Just his role and not changing how the league is, but just kind of giving another avenue to succeed in the NBA, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really great point. He was regarded as one of the best point guards of all time as well. He's in the Hall of Fame and newly appointed NBA head coach.
That's right.
So, congrats, Steve. Excited for his future. There's 2 soccer guys I wanted to touch on quickly. There weren't a ton, but Jared Mueller, German guy, played for Bayern Munich and actually held a record for a while for most goals in a calendar year. So he scored 85 goals in 1972 across club and country. That was a record up until 2012, until Messi broke it. Once again, reconfirming his status as the best number 10. That year, let me look it up. I don't.
Put you on the spot.
It's okay. Let's see. A casual 91.
Wow.
So that's a lot
6
of
more.
Yeah. That was incredible at the time. So that was that, and then Michael Ballack was another famous German to wear number 13 as well. Also probably well known for his time at Bayern Munich and Chelsea, but a German player and was very prominent on their international scene as well, although never did win the elusive World Cup, unfortunately. But wanted to give him a shout out as well. I think they're phenomenal players, some of the best Germans of all time, but I don't think they're going to stack up in our final rankings here necessarily. So that's all I got. Nate, you normally lead the show here, but I think we have to vote.
Yeah. I want to touch on something for Steve Nash. This is one of the crazy scandals that Steve Nash was involved in, and hate to bring light on negative things, but this is something that I just can't get past talking about Steve Nash. So he did have some crazy baby daddy drama while he was wrapping up his NBA career.
Really?
So fans were shocked when Steve. So he filed for a divorce from his wife 5 years, just one day after she had a baby. So she was pregnant, but when the baby was born, the baby was black.
Oh, he's not.
And he was in the hospital room, and he's not black. And turns out the baby was Josh Richardson's. So the wife was hooking up with Josh Richardson on the team, and then the baby ended up being Josh Richardson's.
Wow.
So that is just some drama.
Wait, the Josh Richardson of the what? Who was he on the Hawks? The big dude, like the 6'9"?
No, I'm sorry, Jason Richardson.
Jason
the dunk contest winner he was on the Warriors.
Oh, you're not going to sleep with the dunk contest winner, you know?
And but then there was also rumors too that he wasn't the only one that was sleeping with his ex-wife. Supposedly Landria Barbosa was also sleeping with
the
Steve
Brazilian
Nash.
Blur?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I always tend to bring that up when we talk Steve Nash, and it's hard to get past it.
You know what she should have done is she should have talked to Dan Marino about how to have a kid for 8 years.
Yeah, no, that's just devastating. I don't know how I'd react to that, but anywho, yeah, we do need a vote. Let's move on.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a crazy scandal.
Freaking wife being unfaithful.
Yeah, we don't like that in this house.
I don't fuck with that at all.
No,
Don't do that. Don't be like that.
Not a sponsor.
Not
Adultery is not a sponsor of this podcast.
So let's pick. We got Wilt Chamberlain,
I'll
Alex.
go first.
Okay.
Wilt Chamberlain.
All right, we got Wilt Chamberlain 1. I'm gonna go A-Rod.
Wow.
Why?
What the hell? I'm curious.
Because I think A-Rod's better than Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh my God, Wilt Chamberlain's probably better than A-Rod at baseball.
Wilt Chamberlain could throw A-Rod out of the baseball field.
A-Rod's a beast.
No, A-Rod is a beast. Oh, you're a Yankees.
Yeah, as a Yankees fan, I am torn, but I can't. A-Rod, I just don't think A-Rod slept with 20,000 women, and he's married to J-Lo, but
he did say that his dream date was J-Lo, and he got it. He got his dream.
Damn, I do like people who live out their dreams. You just put me in a difficult spot. I still have to go with Wilt Chamberlain. He's an all-time, but I'm glad A-Rod got to live his dream, and everyone else who lives their dreams as well. That's just
That's deep, man.
I'm happy for him.
Carl, you can pick. So we are the 2 Wilt Chamberlains to 1.
So what happens if I don't pick Wilt Chamberlain?
Oh.
Well, if you pick
Do we
A-Rod,
need-
then we
we
got
just
a
go
tie.
Do we need to get a? We can't have a tie.
We can't have a tie. We have to figure it out. But yeah, that'll just
I
make
think
it.
if you pick A-Rod, we go with the correct answer, which is Wilt Chamberlain. But I don't know.
Do we get like a guest calling?
Yeah,
we
we
can-
could.
Oh yeah. We could call somebody and we could see who the best.
Because before you said A-Rod, Nate, I thought I was going to be the only one to pick A-Rod, even though I hate him as a baseball player. But you can't argue with his Yankees career.
Wow.
And Wilt Chamberlain used to get bodied by the Celtics, even though he supposedly could bench 500 pounds.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he didn't get bodied. His
oh,
team
he got
just
bodied.
lost.
Oh, he got bodied.
Got
He
bodied.
got bodied.
He had
Also,
five-
how about we love the shot of New York here when the Giants aren't even New York, they're in New Jersey, isn't that right? That's the Janny Fantasy Football League right back at you.
The Giants are a lie.
Greatest trick ever pulled.
But anyways, I'm going to go with A-Rod as well.
Wow.
All right, so who are we calling? Should we call Steve?
Should I call my mom? I don't think she knows either of them very well.
Who should we call? Should we call Brian?
Yeah. We could.
Well, I guess
I
we
don't
should
know.
yeah,
Or we just keep it. I don't.
Should we-
call him, and then
we just
if
go
he
with
doesn't
the
pick
dual?
up, we just call someone else.
All right, let's call let's call Steve. He might be flustered here, but I'm gonna use this.
I just don't know. Okay.
Can you hold that mic?
Yeah, I got you. Stevie. I can't believe Boswell missed that.
We're calling Steve Harrison, by the way, a good friend of the pod.
Hello.
Steve, you're on the podcast here, the 0 to 100 podcast, while we watch the Giants Steelers game, and we need you to answer a question. We're coming down to the end of the show, and we need to decide between Wilt Chamberlain and Alex Rodriguez. It's a tie right now, and we need your expertise to decide who is the best number 13.
As much as this pains me to say, I'd have to go with Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow. Wow.
He gets it.
Steve Harrison chooses Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain is the number 13 winner. Steve, we appreciate you answering your phone and giving us your time.
I always answer my phone. What else am I doing?
Have a good night, my friend.
Thanks, Steve.
Enjoy.
Bye. Wow. Well, there it is. Wilt Chamberlain, number 13.